Okay, what I want to talk about is what I've been seeing. Every time I go on the internet, I see people saying, yes, with a blade rework, his anti could be his, like, reduced healing could be an answer to triple support. As of right now, we do not have an answer to triple support. We need a nerf. There is no answer to triple support without nerfs. And you want to know why? Because anti or reduced healing will never be an answer to triple support, because it doesn't affect the supports. It affects the tank. Sure, you can dive with Blade, but Blade isn't really good at diving. What? Whenever I play against whenever I play against Blade, he doesn't dive. He fucks you up on the front line. And with the sword buff, to where now that does anti-heal, it attacks super fast. It heals himself by doing it on Vampiric Bloodline while you're not using Vampiric Bloodline if you have the sword out. And he gets healing from supports better as well. He becomes really annoying, and he just dashes into you, and if he gets low, he blocks while waiting to get healed, because he can shut that off and get full amount of healing, blocking, resetting his charges of reduced healing. Reduced healing does not mean, oh, now we've solved triple support. What it means is, now I'm going to play triple support, right? And I don't know why people keep saying that, because we didn't say that about Hela and Namor team up, about Venom with his anti-heal. Why do we say that about other things that have some sort of anti-heal? Because Gambit's anti-heal, Blade's anti-heal, Venom's anti-heal, Hela Namor team up, all that does is mean you have to play triple support. If they play things like that, let's say you can play all of that in one team comp, by the way. You can play most of that in one team comp. Unless you want to run solo tank Venom, you can't run all of that. But you can play most of that in one team comp. Which is hell? That's hell on earth. Playing against a Gambit, Blade, Venom, and Gambit, Blade, Venom, because you won't have any other. And there's probably more reduced healing that I'm forgetting about right now, but that doesn't affect the supports that much, because you have to do stuff. You have to get into the back, and then they peel for them. If you're going to kill a support super fast, there's a reason why the supports, especially in lower ranks like gold, silver, they complain about dive. It's because the dive has to be super fast to burn through their healing. Applying anti does not really affect that all too much. They'll just use their util and kill them because you can't do it fast enough, right? What it does affect is the tank, and now the tank needs more healing, or they just die. I've been antied by Blade and then grabbed by Wolverine, and you explode. There is nothing that your team can do unless you play triple support. And if they add more reduced healing, they need, like, all that's going to do is mean you have to play triple support. Hell, you might even have to start playing quad support to get through it. It is terrible. We need to stop adding reduced healing to everything, because I guarantee you there's going to be reduced healing in one of the next 4 characters that comes out, with how much they've been adding it to characters, or not in like next 4 characters, next 4 half seasons. Next 2 seasons, they're probably going to add more anti, add it to somebody else or on another character. And like, that's stupid. It's stupid. When Gambit goes to anti-heal, does he look for supports? No. He looks for tanks and sometimes DPS, because if they don't get healing immediately, they explode. And it's not an answer to triple support. You want to know why it's not an answer to triple support? Because it's also an answer to double support, right? It punishes you for playing 2 supports. If they play anti-heal and you play 2 supports, you either don't get to play the game, focus the person with anti-healing, or swap to 3 supports. And it doesn't counter it. It means you have to play 3 supports to get all of the healing you need. Because, like I've already said this before, it's stupid. Tanks don't have a lot of damage mitigation. A lot of the tanks don't have a lot of damage mitigation, and so if they get antied, they just explode. DPS, if they get antied, they just explode. This game heavily relies on the amount of healing that you can do as a backbone. And is that a problem? Yes. Is poke too strong? Yes. Like, there's all these things, but adding things that punish you for it, like adding reduced healing, specifically reduced healing, does not solve triple support. It's not a counter to it. All it does is be overpowered. You're adding another overpowered thing to the game, because I can't play double support into anti-heal. You can't play two supports into it because it's one of your teammates is going to explode every time on cooldown. Gambit antis the tank, and then they focus the tank, and then you're dead. Two supports can't keep up with it. It's dumb. It's genuinely stupid. And we need to stop saying that is a solution, or they will listen to us and add more. And the problem will get worse. Not only that, but as of right now, there is no solution to it. The only solution I can think to stop triple support from being so strong, nerf it. Nerf every day DPS's damage, like the constant amount of damage they can do, and nerf every single support's healing. And then once you do that, you make them specialize in things. If you do a lot of damage, you don't survive a long time. If you do a lot of AoE damage, you don't do a lot of single target damage. Like, you can't do everything all at once. That they have to make you specialize in something, or if you can do everything, they have to make it so you have to commit to the thing that you're doing. It is stupid. As much as I say, like, oh, it's stupid that Luna does this much damage, that is all headshots. And while I think it's stupid that Luna does that much damage, it's even stupider that Adam doesn't do that much damage. He doesn't specialize in healing like Luna does. Why does Adam do less damage than Luna? It's stupid. It's genuinely stupid. I don't know, man. Actually, I'll check after this, but I don't think Adam does less damage. I think Adam does more damage. Not more damage, the same amount of damage, roughly. I think Mantis does less damage, and that's dumb, dude. Mantis specializes in throwing out stat boosts to her team and damage. That's it. She doesn't do healing very well. And anti-heal definitely doesn't support. Anti-heal, let me go back to this, definitely doesn't stop triple support, because triple support is meant to be played. You play one of the off healers, you get a little more healing, a lot more utility, and lower your damage. Right? That's supposed to be the trade-off. But when you play with anti-heal, especially if they're using a lot of anti, or it's reduced healing, but I just call it anti-heal because it's faster, and it gets the point across better. If they play with a lot of it, then you can't really play Mantis or Adam. That you really just can't. Because if you play with Adam or Mantis, their healing becomes worthless, and you are essentially playing with a worse DPS. You can't play with Ultron, because Ultron heals like 30 per second. Now 30% reduction to that. Oh no. You're doing about... That can't be right. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's 0.3 times 30. And I can't do that in my head because I'm a stupid bitch. It's ridiculously slow amount of healing. Jeff, already, the value from him is its constant backline pressure. While being a constant flow of healing, even if the healing isn't that much, he's good as a third support. And sometimes even operates in 2 because of the backline pressure he can dish out. Well, if you reduce that healing, it's no longer 120 healing per second. It's roughly 80-ish off the top of my head, quick maths without even really thinking about it. And that might not be correct, but that's still a ridiculously low amount of healing. He's not keeping anybody up. The amount of damage in this game is so high, he's not keeping anybody up through that, right? It's stupid. It doesn't support triple support. It ruins it. reduced healing does not stop triple support, doesn't counter triple support, it enforces triple support, and even worse, it enforces the worst kind of triple support, which is high sustain, high burst healing, high sustain, high healing supports. Cloak and Dagger. Actually, I'll put Cloak and Dagger lower on the list because it's 16 per bullet, and now you're decreasing that by 30%. So she's also healing a pitiful amount. Her saving grace is that she heals everyone in the AoE, right? But it promotes the introduction and the continued additions of reduced healing. Promote Luna, Loki, Gambit, Sue. Like I just said, Cloak sometimes has that saving grace of healing everybody in an AoE, but if you're not playing clumped together, then it's kind of worthless because you're doing less than 16 per dagger to one person. And you're going to have to be forced to use your utility on cooldown to just keep people alive. Like, it is stupid how that works. It's just dumb. Like, it's dumb that we think that it's a counter. And we have to stop saying it's a counter, or they will listen and they will add more, and it will make the experience worse. And then people will say, why don't we just stop triple support with reduced healing? Because it doesn't, and we'll end up having to play 4 supports. Imagine the world where we play Loki, Invis, Gambit, Luna. Because every character on the enemy team has reduced healing. And the game either becomes dive them and kill them as fast as possible before they kill you, so you're playing like 1 tank all DPS, or you're playing 2 off tanks 4 DPS, so that way you can get kills faster than they can, because the reduced healing doesn't mean anything if you don't have healing and you just play team deathmatch. Or you play 4 supports so you can keep up with it. Those are the 2 options if we keep going down the reduced healing. And even now, I keep seeing, and I think this is important because I thought we moved past that, but I keep seeing, even now, like, as of 2 days ago, like, I'll look at the comments, I'm like, how old is this? Maybe this is, no, it's like 2 days ago. They're like, we need more reduced healing. It's the counter to triple support. Or we need to change Blade's kits, that way he can dive the backline with his reduced healing, and it counters triple support. No. It's not as impactful against them. They have utility to stop them, even if you reduce the amount of healing that they get. Cloak and Dagger can still escape with right click. Luna can still freeze. Loki can still teleport and go invisible. Gambit can still do anything in his kit. Invis still has the self shield, which blocks damage as well as healing, and the push and the tickle orb. Like, they have util to stop a diver. That's the point. So that anti-heal will only be effective on tanks, and then your tanks explode. And then if your tanks are exploded, it's effective on DPS, because now they're acting in as tanks. That's what your supports are healing through, or standing behind, and then they explode. And the more we add, the worse the problem gets. At least, that's my opinion. Right? I don't think it's a very popular opinion, but that's what it is. That's about it. See ya. What will